June messages for Pisces. June messages for Pisces. What are some messages for Pisces? Okay. Ooh. Sliding because I have it at an angle. Okay. We got the King of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Queen of Cups. Wheel of Fortune is reversed. Okay. So, King of Cups. So, Pisces, I think I see someone here coming into this month with you. Someone who you consider very considerate. Someone who can also be very, like balanced with themselves. Like, they're, like, controlled. But they're also very much giving. They're very generous. This is someone that has a lot of leadership, like, characteristics as well with this King of Cups energy. But this is like, you know, sometimes you see leaders and they're like, kind of like a little intense all over the place. This one isn't. He's really well composed. And it seems like with the Wheel of Fortune, like, in reverse in this case, it looks like there might be an issue that you might be coming across. Maybe a problem in the workspace or just in general, you're going through something. And this person comes in at the right time. But this is something that involves like destiny, right? Like you're meant to meet this person for a reason, whether it's a lesson or unfinished business from a past life. Maybe this is someone you can even consider as a twin flame. But the Wheel of Fortune is showing itself that they'll come in the point in this cycle that you're facing where you're at your lowest point. And they're going to be very much considerate towards you. It seems like they're going to be very generous at a point where you're really at your lowest point. And also we got the Queen of Cups here. Very interesting that we both have the biggest signs in the Cups suit. I think this is you. I think this is you, Pisces. You have this very strong intuition. You're also compassionate yourself. And you're very receptive, right? You're also like very chill and nurturing in your own aspect, right? So I think that like you're going to be like, you're going to intuitively know that who I'm talking about when it comes to this person. Because you've noticed this person. They popped out to you. Because it's like not often do you find someone very generous, especially when you're at your lowest point. And you're going to be very receptive to this person that's going to be trying to like come in and help you. Hi, Sarah. Welcome in. Let me see if I can zoom out a little bit. Without, yeah. All right. Hi, Sarah. How are you? Let's pull out more for Pisces. What are some more messages for Pisces? Guys, I know like I'm gonna have to do physical therapy because I'm struggling right now when I move around. Ugh. Anywho. We got the Judgment in reverse, the Knight of Cups, Ace of Wands, Page of Cups, tell me more. Tell me more, please. Tell me more, please, for Pisces. Knight of Swords. Okay, let's read this. We got the Seven of Wands. Okay. So, Judgment in reverse and the Knight of Cups. Okay, so whatever issue you're going through, Pisces, it seems like you have a lot of like, I feel like you're being very harsh on yourself during this low point of your issues. And this could be an issue that reoccurs in your life, Pisces. But I think like at this point, you're kind of like doubting yourself and you're putting a lot of blame on yourself. Like you're being very harsh to yourself instead of on others. But I think with this person that's like the King of Cups that has come into view, I think they're coming in at the right time where they're being very reliable and they're very sensitive to you. And I think for you, you look at them as like this Prince Charming of some sort. Like, oh, you're here to save me and rescue me type shit, you know? They kind of have a really good timing on being there for you when you really needed it. And like, I think you might be opening up to this person to some extent, or, you know, like they're trying to help you go get through some of these issues when you're not really like at your best, right? I do see some like sexual tension here with this Ace of Wands, but I also see this as possibly a new beginning for you with this person. But there's a part of you that is a little reluctant with this Page of Cups coming in. Like, you feel it too. Like, you feel this sexual tension. You feel like something might be happening with this new person. But a part of you is also kind of very naive. And you're wondering if you're just daydreaming all of this. Like, is this all in my head or is this actually real? And I feel like, you know, a part of you kind of like put them on a higher pedestal with this Prince Charming view. And I think that's part of you being a little naive, but like you can't help it. Like, you're at your low point right now, and this person has been super sweet and super helpful, and they're like by your side being very sensible when you really needed it. So like you're wondering if it's like, is this real? Is this something that's mutual? Or is this something in my head, you know? And then you got the Knight of Swords coming in with that Seven of Wands, right? So the Knight of Swords, it's indicating some type of competitive, ambitious energy, right? I think that you do have some competition coming your way. Both of these cards mean competition, right? But I think that there is something that's going to happen where it requires you to be a little bit more ambitious and fearless, because you're going to be challenged by others. You're going to go through more struggles. And I think that's also why, like, part of you is really holding on to this person, because they're giving you a bit of serotonin in a time where you feel very vulnerable, but also a time where you can't really let go and chill out. Like, you have to keep going. You need to charge forward. And you're struggling with a challenge right now. And so, like, you know, you feel like you're kind of always on with work, whatever this is that you're struggling with. And this is like the only time where you could be really like vulnerable and decompress. And this person is like the space where you feel really like happy. And you can't help but feel what you feel, but you're going through a lot too. I think that you're like, you don't really have a lot of things that boost your mood. And this person is like someone that you're kind of like latching onto. Hi, Anu. Hi, Martinez. Hi, Rebecca. Welcome in. Alright, let's do some hidden factors for you, Pisces. I'm gonna move these cards out the way because the way my desk is, it's gonna slide. And I really don't want to deal with that. So I'm gonna put this here. Alright. Hidden factors for Pisces. What are some hidden factors for Pisces for this month of June? We got the Page of Pentacles showing itself, and the Page of Wands. We got the Six of Pentacles. Page of Cups. All the pages are coming out. Interesting. Okay. Tell me more. What are some other messages that want to come out that are hidden for Pisces for this month of June? Got the Five of Pentacles showing itself. Tell me more. Four of Cups in reverse. Okay, what else? What are some hidden factors for Pisces? King of Cups in reverse. Tell me more, please, for Pisces. Three of Swords. Four of Wands. And then the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, let's read this for you, Pisces. Okay, starting at the top, right? We have the Page of Pentacles and then the Page of Wands. So, Pisces, I do see that there is an opportunity manifesting itself to you here, where you can grow and like utilize skills that you have. Maybe it's an opportunity where you can really show off and like, you know, do a lot and express yourself. With the Page of Wands following through, I do see that like this opportunity is going to really truly inspire you, okay? It's going to inspire you to try to do a lot of exploration. I see that you're very energetic, sorry. Like Page of Wands is like, it comes in with a lot of fire energy. So like a lot of fire energy like shows people who are very determined, very like optimistic, very inspired, and they show a lot of like potential. So like this is an opportunity that's going to come in where you really show a lot of like yourself and diligence. And it might be an opportunity that takes place at the workplace, because I do see with the Page of Pentacles, this involves finances to some degree. Or maybe like you're looking at different jobs, and like some jobs are like open to you that is like jobs that would make more money for you, and where you can really like utilize your new skill set or build your skill set. Then we get the Six of Pentacles and then the Page of Cups, right? This thing is with this card, the Six of Pentacles, it's about give or take. I think that you're going to be giving a lot to a situation, right? But it's a situation where it helps you create more opportunities. Some opportunities that you can't help but want to explore. You're very curious about how it could be. You're wondering if there's like, you know, you're looking at things very optimistically. Like, okay, like I'm gonna invest into something. This could be a project where, like, you're gonna show off a lot of yourself. Maybe for some Pisces who are very creative, whether it's like music or writing or like publishing something, it's something that you're gonna have to invest into yourself, where you really put your work out there and show it off. Because I think that this is a possibility that might have a happy surprise for you. And so you're really hopeful, you're very positive, and you're trying to manifest this opportunity for yourself where you can clearly invest in yourself, right? Because right now, it seems like you've been through a lot of financial loss from a situation, and you want to improve from that. You want to invest into something where you can like improve your financial circumstances. And then you got the Four of Cups coming in with the King of Cups in reverse. They're both in reverse, right? So I'm sensing here that you have been isolating yourself for a while, Pisces. You've been taking time to yourself, and you've been withdrawn and thinking about a lot of things, right? And you've come to a sudden awareness of something where you want to be happy. And whatever it is that makes you happy, you're finally going to like accept it wholeheartedly and go forward with it. I think there's a part of you where you've been trying to realign yourself as well. Like, what is the logical things in life that you want to go for? But then also like, what are the things that actually make you happy, right? And I think like you've been wondering about this for a while. And ultimately, I'm seeing you choose happiness. And like, there's some like epiphany that you went through where you're like, you're suddenly aware, like, this is something that I really want and will truly make me happy. And like, I don't care what others think. They might judge me for this, but like ultimately, like, you know, this is what will make me more happy. And it's just like, this is something I'm willing to invest in. This is something that I see I can really be myself and express myself. And I think like, you know, like, you never know what will happen from this experience. Maybe something good will come from it, more so than I actually anticipated. So like, you're being very optimistic and choosing what makes you truly happy. And, you know, like, you've been getting a lot of like, you've been feeling very moody lately as well. It seems like there have been people around you that's been giving you a lot of bad advice. And I think you're picking up on it, Pisces. I think that like you're realizing that there are others around you that are trying to emotionally manipulate you. And like, it's not something that like is very like direct and clear. It's something that you kind of like feel deep down. Like, I'm not sure if there are certain individuals around you that give you this like intuitive feeling like this person's trying to manipulate me. Like, look at the way that they're using certain words to like affect my emotional well-being. And like it seems like they're doing things for themselves, not really necessarily what's best for me, you know? I think this is what I'm getting from this corner here. Like you're really like been kind of to yourself lately, but like these are also things that you've picked up on that's been impacting you. Because it seems like with this Three of Swords, right? You went through a recent heartbreak and you've been grieving it. And because you've been like in your sorrow, others know that and they've been trying to, I guess, manipulate you in a way where they kind of like know that you're being vulnerable and you're sad. And they might know some factors about what's causing you to feel that way. And they're purposely bringing it up in a way where like it's more beneficial for them, you know? Because it's like sometimes that happens, right? Whenever you go through a heartbreak, like whatever caused your heartbreak, certain factors of it, if it's brought up, you will get triggered. And I think that's something that's happening here and there, where people will subtly bring up factors that trigger your current heartbreak, and it's like, you know, it pisses you off, but then after a while, you're like, why does this person keep bringing this stuff up? You know, like what did they gain from bringing it up? Like this conversation doesn't make me happy; it actually makes me feel really bad. And then it makes you really think about things and look at that person who's bringing things up. So I'm gathering this is what you're getting from this, and I think you're gonna act on that soon. Because eventually, I do see you with this of Wands coming in. Like, there's a part of you that might be celebrating something soon, right? And this could be, I think there's something here that you come to realization where, like, you know what completes you, and you're not going to really listen to others around you anymore. You're gonna do what makes you feel good, and you're going to go after things that make you feel happy and complete. And once you make that move for yourself and you feel complete, you're going to celebrate it. I'm not quite sure what that is. Again, like, this is kind of a bit like a personal reading from what I'm seeing here. But ultimately, like, you know, I think that there's a part of you that's going to feel like you belong in a space where, like, you're with loved ones or you're with a community that makes you feel complete. But it's a good feeling. It's a feeling where you feel complete, a place where you feel belong, and a place where you can celebrate being in that space. I think deep down, you know what that is, and you're going to make your move towards that direction soon. And then you get the Knight of Pentacles coming in reverse here. So there is definitely a lot of self-discipline that you need to practice here, Pisces. I get that, like, you feel stuck and you have this work level of being a perfectionist, but like there's some things that are outside of your control, and you have to practice more self-discipline in order to like make that move into getting the things that you want, right? And I think that's one thing that's just making you really antsy, is just feeling stuck where you're at right now. Pisces advice. So we have the same card that came out earlier, the Six of Pentacles upright. What is this? We got the Ten of Swords upright. Tell me more. Tell me more, please. Pisces advice. Hi, Ashley. Welcome in. How are you? We got the High Priestess, the Chariot. Hi, Mags. Welcome in, y'all. We got the Two of Wands in reverse. Let's see. Queen of Pentacles. The World card. Two of Pentacles. The Strength card in reverse. And then what is this? The Nine of Cups in reverse. Okay. Set no to advice. Is Pisces the only sign today, or you got Earth too? I'm gonna try to do Earth. My sister's about to make lunch, so I'm gonna try to finish Pisces and then do Virgo next. If lunch is ready, I'm gonna have to take a quick break and eat lunch and get medicine. But I will try to come back on live and do the rest of the Earth signs because I want to get it out the way. So for this live, I'm gonna try to get through this Pisces, and then I'm gonna try to do Virgo next, and then later today probably Taurus and Capricorn. Okay. All right, so for advice for Pisces, I'll be in and out because I have some stuff going on today. Okay, no worries. Okay, now here we have the Six of Pentacles, right? For your advice, okay. So what I'll do is I'll read some of the messages out loud, and then I'm also going to try to interpret it in my own way by putting all the old cards together. All right, so some key words here for this card is generosity flows in both ways, okay? Six of Pentacles is about the balance of giving and receiving. If you can help, do so freely. If you need help, it's a reminder to ask without guilt. Both are equally important. And then you have the Ten of Swords, right? The Ten of Swords makes a painful ending, unexpected and final. But this card says the worst is over and now you're free to rebuild. After every ending comes a chance for a stronger beginning. And then you have the High Priestess in reverse, which means you might be out of touch with your gut feelings and it's throwing you out of balance. Something hidden could come to light now. So take a breath, slow down, and face it with honesty. And then you have the Chariot in reverse. So this is about a feeling like you're about to lose control or trying to do too much at the same time, like being pulled in different directions. It's time to set clear priorities and move forward with intention. And then you have the Two of Wands in reverse. So in reverse, fear of risk or indecision has you stuck. The Two of Wands reverse reminds you that no choice is perfect. Take one step towards your goals. Even if it feels uncertain, staying still isn't progress, okay? So in terms of advice, Pisces, I think that you feel like you're really out of touch with yourself lately because you've been going through a lot of issues and you're going through a very painful ending that has you kind of like at a disarray with your emotions. And you're someone that's always giving, right? But I think that there's a part of you that needs to like acknowledge when you need help, and that like it's okay to ask for help without feeling guilty about it, okay? I also think that there's a part of you that's trying to do a lot all at once and you feel like you're being pulled in so many directions, and this is gonna like cause you to have a burnout, and you need to like delegate more and reprioritize certain things. Don't try to do everything all at once, all right? And just know that like if you have a burnout, there's a high likely chance that you might like get depressed and not do anything, and that's not something that you want to do. All right, so realign yourself for what's really important and take little steps to handle those things. Don't try to do everything all at once and all by yourself, because I can see that like you're going through a lot and you need help, but you're too scared to ask for help, and you also feel like you're beating yourself up for asking for help from others. But this is a time for you to delegate, but also like if you need help and you want to ask help from reliable people, like let's say that you're not in a position of leadership, like this is an important period for you to like gain some perspective from others that you can actually trust, okay? Then we have in the bottom row the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, all right? It says you're drained, giving to everyone but yourself. The Queen of Pentacles reverse urges you to set boundaries. You can't give when you're burnt out. Choose one small act of care today. You deserve as much as you give. And then you have the World card coming in. Everything is coming in full circle. This card marks completion, fulfillment, and the start of something new. Celebrate your achievements and embrace the sense of wholeness that comes with reaching this milestone. And then you got the Two of Pentacles upright coming in, right? So life feels like a balancing act, but the Two of Pentacles reminds you it's possible to manage everything with focus. By staying adaptable and flexible, you find the rhythm that helps you thrive. And then you get the Strength in reverse, where you may feel overwhelmed or unsure about yourself. Fear and frustration could be driving your reactions instead of a calm and focus. You need to take a deep breath and your center, and you remember the truth, strength comes from within. And then lastly, you have the Nine of Cups in reverse. Something feels off, even with success. The Nine of Cups show you've been chasing the wrong goals or seeking approval instead of happiness. Think about what truly matters and let go of what doesn't feed your soul. So this is something that we mentioned earlier in the first spread of cards, that like Pisces, like you feel like it mentioned in the first one and then also in the hidden factors. Like you've been trying to gain approval from others instead of actually nourishing your soul of what makes it happy. And so I do see here with these cards that like you have been very drained and burned out giving yourself to others instead of taking care of yourself. Like it's time for you to like replenish yourself and do some self-care. Like withdraw a bit, even if for a day or so, and just like take care of yourself and do things that helps you feel good. And understand that you have to like rebalance yourself. Don't try to do everything all at once, okay? And like right now, like I see that you're very like overwhelmed with things. So you need to take a moment to have a deep breath and recenter yourself. And like with the Strength card, like the strength comes within, okay? So if you're not good inside, emotionally and mentally and spiritually, then everything else that you exert into the world won't be as like fulfilled. It won't be fulfilled actions, you know? Like you won't be able to give a lot back if you can't take care of yourself. Like you can't pour into the cup of others if your cup is empty, right? And that's not the kind of impact Pisces wants to do. And it's just like when you don't put in the quality that you want, it bothers you tremendously because you have this level of like perfectionism, right? So I think there's a part of you deep down that is starting to understand what makes you happy and what makes you feel fulfilled. And it's time for you to like go after that. Like even if you're successful and making others happy and doing what they want, you're not happy. Like, yeah, I was able to do this. I was able to give what these people want. But at the end of the day, something doesn't feel right. And that's within me. And I feel burnt out. I don't feel happy. I don't feel good. And like, this doesn't sit well with me. So I think it's time for you to like stop and figure out what makes you happy and actually go for it, even if others don't agree with it. And only talk to those that you wholeheartedly trust and avoid those that are giving you like manipulative, like shady vibes, okay? But yeah, that was your advice, Pisces. I hope that resonated. And if it did, I hope it helps you in moving forward. I like this new deck of cards.